ago, crossed over the Tennessee-Kentucky line on Interstate 75 northbound, and I missed some really good mountains because my phone was too hot and it would not actually work. So very scenic indeed. We'll just shoot a little bit here as we zip along I-75 northbound. Redbuds are blooming. I don't know if you can see them. It's that time of year, beginning of spring. Redbuds are the first thing to pop. Those and the buttercups. Since I'm on here, this is Steve Connolly. It's about belief, and I do real estate. Really to earn a living, if you will. And I use the It's About Belief information, ideas, and physics, and the way the universe works to make things happen. And so now I'm on my way to Barbourville, Kentucky. Why would I do that? Not exactly. Why would I? Normally I'm in the metro Atlanta area, although my partner and I, Jason O'Miles, have been buying in Texas, Alabama, northern Florida, Mississippi, and now potentially Kentucky, and of course Georgia, including Columbus, Macon, Savannah, and destinations in between. So, on the way to Barbourville, because I had this idea that I said, all right, I want to find a house and a bunch of acreage, or some acreage at least. I'm thinking 15, 20, I can take the house and cut it out so that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acres for the house, and then keep the rest or sell the rest or split it, because it's very difficult. Say you get up into the 15 acres, you can't really, there's no value when you're trying to finance that stuff, and so it's really difficult to finance 50 acres and a house, especially because you got a lot of value in the land. So now your 3% is only going to be your 3% down if you're doing an FHA or something like that. Oh, by the way, I love this where they cut the rock out to make the roads. I think it's too cool, Anyway, so it's hard to finance those because now you've got 50% of your total purchase price is land, and the other 50% is up to, I think, 10 or 12 or 14 acres or something like that. And the house combined, and that's about all you can do. So it may not even be that much. I really don't know those numbers. So now you can only finance it with 3% down. Say you're $500,000, your 3% is 15, but then you have to come up with the other 250 in cash. Well, that makes it a little difficult to finance for a lot of folks. So I said, all right, well, let me just use what the numbers and the systems are telling me. And so I started looking for acres, and I found this one in Barbourville, and it's a house, 1,700 square feet, and 200 225 acres. I said, all right, well, this is definitely a candidate. Now, why did this one stick out, though? Well, it stuck out because of the price. It seemed to me to be pretty low. Now, it's out in the sticks, and I called the realtor, and she said, well, you really can't do much with the land. I said, well, can you go hunting on it? And she said, yeah, you can do that. And can you build a house? She said, yeah, you can build another house on it. It was kind of like you can build one more house on it. I'm not sure why, but it is on. They're going to be on a septic tank. This one might be on city water, or it could be on well. I kind of prefer it to be, well, both, quite frankly. So, and geographically, I pulled up, the lot lines. It looks like it might be a fairly easy one to cut out. So, my thought is to cut out about 10 acres and the house, leave the rest, need to drive, and put both of those on the market separately. Now, I'm going to have to fix the house up. She said no one has lived in that house for 15 years. So, something's living there probably, but maybe not people. So, there will be some work to be done to that, to get the values. And this is rural Kentucky. So that what you can get for the money seems to be a little outrageous to me coming out of Atlanta, but I've got to keep that in mind. And it is, oh, look at that, isn't that cool? Look at that right there. Cut right through there. And this guy was just dogging the heck out of me, so I had to get over. So, but yeah, look at that scenery. Pretty neat. So, this is, somewhat the day in the life of a real estate investor. Now, the other part of my life this morning was pretty hectic, doing, paying bills, writing contracts, sending earnest money, getting contractors their money, making sure they're on target to start a project, and talking to some sellers, talking to some buyers, lining up transactional funding for an apartment building in Columbus, and making sure that the house sale that I have is going according to plan, because sometimes there's a domino effect. And so the house sale is really the money I need for the apartment buildings, and not just my money, it's the private funds. There's some more of this going on here. And anyway, private funds, and so the private lender said, yeah, we can roll it into your apartment building as long as you get it. You have to get it paid off. So that's all, I found out this morning, that's all kind of lined up and approved. The buyer's got all his down payment money, the loan's approved. So I'm hoping to get that one closed tomorrow afternoon and close the apartments on Friday, and then have a little hedge fund assignment flip on Friday. Really, I'm kind of buying and selling that, but at the same time, I'm really not doing either, because I just assigned my contract to that hedge fund, and I don't really even need to be there. I just signed it, send them my wiring instructions, and they'll send the money over on Friday once they get it done. And then another little single family that came from our marketing that Jason O'Miles negotiated. It's a owner finance situation. And I was trying to make sure that the sellers were communicated with and happy, all that. So, I don't know. That's about it for the scenery, and quite frankly, that's about it for the real estate as well. Steve with It's About Belief. And by the way, check the It's About Belief out, because once you get the way that the physics of the universe works, and by the way, this is science. I mean, it's not mumbo jumbo. It sounds like mumbo jumbo until you try it. And it's going to sound like mumbo jumbo until you try it. And that's just the way it is. So it's about belief.com.